One, two, one, two, three, four. Howdy folks, thanks for checking out the lesson here for Walk On Boy. As you just saw and heard, I did 2 arrangements, and of course that first time through, we were down in the lower register on the low strings. And then the second time through, we got up the fretboard, right, and worked, again, up an octave and on the higher strings. So I'm going to break down everything note for note, both arrangements. If you want to download the tabs for both arrangements, the multi-speed backing tracks and access sound slice, click the link in the description below. All right, let's put those first few measures on the screen here for the first arrangement of Walk On Boy. Of course, we're going to be sticking down in the lower register here. And the second time through, we'll get up on the higher strings. And there's some syncopation going on here, so watch your pick direction. Here's what the first 4 sound like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I went on just a bit there, but one more time. 3, 4, 1. All right, has a pickup there on the and of beat 1. So it's going to start on an upstroke, right? Because we have, upstrokes on the and beats and downstrokes on the down beats. And it kind of walks right up the scale here in open A, then 3rd fret A, open D, then 1, then 2, then open G, 1st fret G. It's kind of a harmonic minor scale. And then it's going to end on the 2 on the G. So 1. So measure 2 ends on the G string, 2nd fret there. And there's 2 quarter notes, but the second one has a little 1 before it, right? A little hammer on. And it's a grace note, essentially. We're going to be doing some grace notes here. So it's just a quick little hammer, 1 to 2. Okay, so 1. You don't have to put it in there, but it gives it a little bit more meanness, if you will. And then open G, bounce it off the 2nd fret D, open G, 2nd fret D. Then measure 3 here. It's very syncopated. And then you want to watch your pick direction, and there's 3 upstrokes in a row. We're going to see this rhythm, this motif, if you will, rhythmic motif, a few times throughout this arrangement and the next. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and sometimes I'm even clipping off the tie a little bit, like there's those ties in there, right? And 1 and I'm letting the pressure off in the left hand, which kind of clips that note off, just for stylistic purposes. You could definitely hold it in there, but 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so down, up, down, up. So really watching that pick direction. Then measure 4, we land on the 2nd fret G. And then some 8th notes here, G string twice, then open, 2 on the D, open G, 2 on the D. 3, 4. Okay. All 4 of those together. 1, 2, ready, go. 1. Okay, moving on. Here's what the next 4 sound like. Ready, go. Again, 3, 4. And an open A there in the next measure. So measure 5 is exactly like measure 3. Again, same rhythmic thing, syncopated in there. Watch that pick direction. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's all on the D string except for the last note. 0, 2. So up, down, up. Next measure. 2 on the G. 2 eighth notes there. Quarter note on the open G. 2 on the D, open G. Next measure here, a little eighth note run, which I really like. 2 on the G, open, 2 on the D, 1, 2 hammer on the D, 3 on the A, open D, first fret. Then measure 8, we have 2 quarter notes here on the 2nd fret D, right? But they each have a little grace note before them. So 1, 2, and again, you don't have to do that. Just gives it a little more sauce there. And then 16th notes here, which we don't have a lot of, but it's going to be a 0, 1, 0 hammer pull on the D string. So, and then 3 on the A. 3E and that's what it is. 3E and 3E and happens quick. And then open D, back to 3 on the A. So we're hanging in right on those couple strings. Bouncing back and forth between the 2, that is. All 4 of those put together. 2, ready, go. Finishing that lick. The next 4, then we kind of like kind of fill things in. There's not so much melody going on here, but there is a classic lick that you need to know for this tune. Right here. Back into the melody a bit. So measure 9, again we end on that open A, and we're going to strum the A minor chord. Simple put. So down, up, 1, 2, and then 0, 3 on the low E, 0, 3 hammer on the low A. You could hammer both of them essentially, but. And then measure 10, we do the open A, strum the A minor. And here's kind of the classic walk-on boy lick that you hear them do right at this very spot all the time. Kind of like the lick we did in measure 8, but it is slightly different, simpler, more simple. So open A, we strum, and then 1, 0 pull on the D string, 3 on the A, open D, 3 on the A. Measure 11 is just a measure of strumming and filling in, essentially. So alternate bass strumming. A string, strum, E string, strum. Measure 12, we get back into the melody. 2 on the D. Then some eighth notes here. Open G. Back to 2 on the D. Open D. 2. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Put those 4 together. Ready, go. Right, and then the last 4 to this arrangement. similar things we've already done. Measure 13 is darn near the same as 5 and 3. I'm just going to hammer on the first beat here, 0 to 2 on the D string. I'm going to hammer it on. You could certainly play it as before, but 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and measure 14, quarter note here on the G string, 2nd fret, then 2 8th notes, open G, quarter note, and 2 on the D, open G, and here's 2 bars here of consecutive 8th notes, kind of a little run, big lick, if you will. 2 on the G, open, 2 on the D. Now watch my left hand. You're gonna roll it over to the 2nd fret of the G string. So, okay, that is a thing. Then open G, 2 on the D, open D, 1 0. I'm sorry, 1 2 hammer on the D. And that hammer will be to the downbeat of the next measure. Okay, so if you're not used to that, that may feel awkward. And then open G with the upstroke. 2 on the D. 1 0 pull on the D. 3 on A. 0 3 hammer on A. Then A string. Okay. I'm gonna just do those 2 measures there a couple times. So 15 and 16. Ready, go. 3 4. Okay, all 4 of those together last time. Ready, go. Muted that last hammer on. Okay, so there's the first arrangement for Walk On Boy. Again, if you want to access the full-length video, download the tabs for both this arrangement and the second arrangement where we get up on the neck, access the multi-speed backing tracks that come with and without the lead, and Sound Slice. Click the link down there in the description below to access everything. And when you're ready, we'll move on to the second arrangement.